Hello everyone, welcome to episode 21 of the Ed Squared podcast. Today on the show we have app developer, content creator and web designer Dom Brown. The stuff you're doing, you can kind of work your ass
manipulate it and
like with online stuff.
Yeah.
Well, this is what I was talking about, like with this could spike at any time or download because you kind of promote it yourself.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're employed, it's kind of like a slow, I feel like.
Well, it's all by the book, isn't it? You don't
Yeah.
have much control over what to do. And when you've got these ideas, it's quite hard to put it forward to somebody. But when it's your own thing, innit? It's like, you can just go and just try it out. And if it works, it works. I mean, the stuff that I'm doing now was not the first thing that I did try. I mean, it all started obviously from when we were at school doing YouTube videos and stuff. And even though then I had no idea what I was going to get involved with. In fact, I wanted to be an engineer at school. So it was
I was going to ask, like, what was your first, so there's YouTube, but what was your first, like, business or, like,
I think it was probably just, even though I didn't realize it, YouTube probably was, like, where I was getting into it. Because then I went actually from doing YouTube videos of myself to then going to businesses and saying, oh, I'll create videos for you because I know how to market. But I didn't know that at the time. It was just like, I know how to create these cool videos for you. So I'll just make them for you. And I used to literally just charge 20 quid in cash and just say, oh, Dad, give me that. And I'll go do the video. But I used to enjoy it, you know, like just making videos, daft videos. I used to do some stupid ones.
Oh, yeah. It was
fun. Yeah, there's some funny times, but I sort of just went more into like the corporate side of it.
Okay.
Into like doing promotional videos, promotional content, getting under like the business's belt. And I started to earn a bit of money, like not much, but I was, you know, just getting out there really and getting my work out there and people referring me to other businesses and saying, look, you need to get a video done and stuff like this. And I was loving it, you know, and then it sort of progressed right into doing websites because it was more sustainable. You had like a monthly guaranteed income, started selling websites on a monthly basis. So it wasn't just like a video. It was like, right, I'll build you a website. Yeah. I got into doing that by creating my own website for my own own business, doing videos and that. And then I just went around all the businesses that I sold videos to and did websites for them, got them on a retainer. And then I got bored of doing that because I was making other people money, like restaurants.
Right.
And I thought, I want to make my own website that makes myself money. Yeah. And that's where FabSpot came about. And, and did it that way.
I was going to get into that a bit later. So you've got FabSpot coming out in January, which is cool, right? Is it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Or is it out now already?
So it's like, what my job is at the minute is basically getting offers signed up. But yeah, it's coming out in January. The full launch is there. And you'll be able to get the discounts and all that in January, but the full business is coming out then.
So yeah, let's go back to where this is kind of like started. So you said you were going to businesses, 20 quid cash in hand. When was it kind of like a thing where you're like, oh, like how did you know you wanted to do this? Because we're from quite a small town.
Right.
I don't hear many people doing what you're doing. Like, where did the inspiration come from? Because like not many people I know are doing what you want to do from here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, no, I guess it's all from down to like even just starting with YouTube. I'll be walking around with this big camera, you know, just filming myself doing stupid stuff. It would get quite a few views on YouTube and it would be quite popular. But then I don't know. I think I just used to go in businesses and people used to just ask. I remember going into Sleepers was the first one from a restaurant around here. And it was just like, he was like, what's that big rig that you've got there with that camera on it? I was like, I just film myself doing, you know, videos and put it on YouTube. And obviously he saw it from a business side of thing, give me an idea. So I went back to his place and did a video just advertising his cocktails and, you know, all the food that they do there. And he was loving it. Honestly, he got addicted to creating the videos. He had me back every week. Obviously, it was a lot of manual work. I enjoyed doing it as well, you know, because it's what I enjoyed doing, you know, making videos and stuff. YouTube kind of like died off for me, as in personally creating videos. But I guess that experience in talking to the camera has come back now. He's like, I'm talking back in front of the camera in a different way.
Right it's very different though, like short form compared to this, but then you create short form from this. It's interesting how it all loops together. But like I was talking to my friend about this. I feel like YouTube's changed a lot, like compared to like when we were kids, like the standard and like what's expected.
I can't believe the amount of time you've got to engage somebody on YouTube. I think that's unbelievable now. Before, you could create a 20-minute long video of just what you did in a day, and people would sit there and watch it. And now you've got these shorts that people put 10-second clips on. I can guarantee you if you put a daily vlog on now on YouTube, it would just go flat. It wouldn't get anything.
there's still a genre there, but it's nowhere near as popular. Like family channels,
Yeah.
there's still a place for it. But yeah, you're right. People's attention spans have gone down.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
Yeah. So that going from like personality, like I'm a bit of a jokester on camera. How was that transition then to like kind of making your own way as a businessman or like entrepreneur? I don't know how you self-proclaim yourself, but there's so many words now.
Yeah, I guess I'm just still finding my feet. You know, I could mess up so many times. Now I'm still so young.
Yeah.
It's lucky I've got a lot of big influential people around me. Luckily, from
Nice.
different cities and lots of business owners. Obviously, that I've just been in contact with over the years. Done a lot of stuff, you know, down in London, Manchester, Leeds way.
Nice.
A lot of stuff with like even the Sidemen recently, and bits and pieces like
Nice.
that. And a lot of more to do with their food brand. Sorry, so like
Okay.
the Sides food brand, which is what I'm more involved in, with the company that owns that. But
Oh,
it's
nice.
really, really bizarre being involved with some quite big influencers like Ollie Murs and all this lot. It's
Sick.
going to meet them is amazing, even though it's not something that's still sort of to do with like the videos and filming and the website side of things. But obviously now I'm more using it with those clients to promote my business, if that makes sense.
Right.
So as well as me going out and doing work on behalf of these businesses and filming and, you know, website stuff for these companies, whilst I'm there, I'm sort of killing two birds with one stone, if that makes sense, and sort of self-promoting myself
Yeah.
with what I'm doing as well.
Oh yeah, you'll get chatting to them as well.
yeah.
Like it's that as well. What are you allowed to talk about? What sort of work you've done with the Sidemen sides, or how much you allowed to talk about?
So they it was actually funny how this came about, because they do a lot of this. I don't really follow them at the minute, but I know they do a lot of these competitions, and it's actually with a company called Gravity that it came about. And they've got a site in London where they did, I think it was a birthday party or something, in where they went on the go-karting track in London.
Right.
And basically within there, they've got a Sides restaurant. And then through there, I got speaking to the guys who own Sides, which is a company. And then since then, I've been making content for their brands. And they've got Sides. They've got DJ Khaled's brand, which is called Another Wing. I thought that was a real good play on words.
Yeah.
So DJ Khaled's brand, and all these others, like they call them dark kitchens now. They put
like ghost kitchens.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So they put like the Sides brand. They've got so many around the UK, but they've only got so many physical locations.
Yeah.
This place in London called Gravity has a physical location which is Sides, and obviously they went and opened it and did all the stuff from when they did the 24-hour challenge in there or something like that. When they did,
Right, okay.
actually no, I think it was the £10,000 party or something versus £100 party or something like
okay.
that on YouTube. And anyway, I was there whilst they were filming it, just because I do a lot of the work with Gravity as well.
Okay.
And then again, just speaking to them, being really influential, and then obviously got in further up just by speaking to people there,
Yeah,
which is
that's
crazy.
Yeah.
So now it's just been backwards and forwards. They're opening a few new sites now before the new year, and they're smashing it. Honestly, really smashing it.
It is insane. I mean, there was that recent controversy with Mr. Beast's brand, Mr. Beast Burger. There was that
Yeah.
whole, I don't know if you heard about that, but I hope they don't run into any of that, because you've got this idea of a brand and associated with a food service, things like that. So how are you connected with? You were talking to me in the pub like a couple of weeks back or a month ago about ghost kitchens, and how was this whole thing started with your app and things like that?
Well, I got real engaged with the fact that you could literally you've got one kitchen, right? And you can fit like 20 odd takeaways inside of one kitchen. Now there is still scope there, obviously to create lots of, they call them virtual menus and virtual kitchens like that, which just basically they've got, I don't know, say you've got just a normal restaurant, they would just literally just plonk 20 different menus, and then they would just put the food in there, because it's a kitchen at the end of the day. They've got staff that are sat there twiddling their thumbs, you know, and they just push the food out when the order comes in, and it comes through Just Eat, delivering Uber Eats and all this lot, and it's just a boost of sales really through the takeaway. The problem is though, a lot of people don't know this, but Just Eat, if you've ever ordered through the app, it looks like they only take 50p, sorry, of every order.
Right.
But they're actually taking 30% of the whole order.
Really?
So they're actually ordering through Just Eat is killing off these takeaways.
Right. I didn't know that.
Yeah, honestly.
That's crazy.
I've tried to tell people this before. And I said, look, you look at the receipt and you say, oh, you know, Just Eat are only taking 50p. They're actually taking 30% of the full bill.
Yeah.
and they're taking the delivery charge, and they're putting VAT on it. So it's more like 40% that they're taking off
Wow.
these takeaways. When you got to leave room, obviously, for profit to buy the product, to keep the place open, to pay the staff.
Wow.
You're left with nothing,
Right.
and they're killing these takeaways.
When did you first discover that was a problem? Did you start talking to owners and things like that?
Yeah, so a lot of these dark kitchen operations, I was talking to them. And obviously there was scope there to create an app that was literally just lowering the commissions and stuff like that and doing all that. But the problem is just that big.
Yeah.
Everyone just knows to go there and order anyway. So it's going to be, unless you've got millions of pounds to spend on advertising, it's just going to be so hard to do. So I did try it for a while, failed that business, spent a lot of money creating the app, obviously, and doing it all. It was called takeawaysupermarket.com, where you could find all these takeaways.
Okay.
And you would just get it ordered with, and it would actually benefit the business owner more.
Okay.
And that was it. And I would actually just take the 50p service charge, and that would be it, because that's what people think. But obviously, just just the money that you'd have to spend to get people to trust it, download the app, and then order through there.
Yeah, that was one thing I wanted to ask you about, because obviously you've got this app, FabSpot, and that offers deals around, this local area. How do you kind of see it? Because a lot of people would see competing with those big apps, it's a long road, or there's a lot of challenges that come with being a small website, a small business, a small app or whatever. How do you kind of keep that motivation?
I think, look, there's a couple of things that are out there already that are massive, like Voucher and Groupon. There's a lot of these voucher systems, but I think a lot of them are very old school still. They've still got the physical cards, they've still got everything like that. Where FabSpot's trying to make the difference is a card that sits in your Apple Wallet, and you can get discounts pretty much wherever in your local area. And these are actually genuinely good discounts. A lot of I know a lot of perks are you get a couple of % off into something that's miles away that you're not ever going to use. These are genuine offers that I'm trying to help independent businesses create decent offers to actually drive more people in. Originally, FabSpot was just going to be a directory of businesses on there with all reviews in one place. So you'd find Facebook reviews, TripAdvisor, Google, all in one place. But there was no real desire for a person like you or me to go on there, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
you wouldn't
it would be hard compared to Uber Eats or something like that. That's what I'm trying to get, is because it would be really difficult for me or anybody else. It's unique. I think it's unique, the path you've taken. But you said it earlier, right? You're young, you're allowed to make mistakes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And that's what's unique, that you've started it so early on, which is something I kind of that's fucking cool. That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's been real fun. Obviously, I've had jobs in the past, and then they've just led on to this, and luckily I'm able to just self-sustain. Until, whilst I'm working on these ideas, a lot of people are in a job and then they're figuring out what they want to do. I think that's just what I'm so grateful for, is just for starting so young that I've managed to get myself up there just enough so I can have time to fuck about and try new ideas. And then if one takes off, that's it. That's it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I still work a part-time job while I'm in Manchester, while I don't have TV work.
Perfect, mate.
And you work with people who, you see that they have these ideas. They there's that classic thing, so many people talk about it, people in part-time jobs or just full-time jobs who want to start their own thing, but usually sometimes they leave it too late. They've got family, they've got a mortgage. I think that's where you've kind of done it right. You've started what you wanted to do, and then you're going to go on to do that. I mean, what inspired it? When you were growing up, was there any people that you looked up to, or anything like that?
Actually, I think my grandpa is probably one of the biggest inspirations to me, as well as my parents and everyone around me. But my grandpa just sticks out the most. He actually fell man overboard on in the South Pacific when he was quite young, on a cutter, which is just off New Caledonia. And he was in the water for 4 or 5 hours, just thinking he was going to die.
Yeah.
And then he just somehow, this boat managed to pass him and picked him up. And he said to himself, he said to himself whilst he was in the water, if I ever get out of this situation, I'm going to invent a device that'll save people if that ever happens to them.
Wow.
So he actually invented the personal locator beacon. When you fall man overboard into water, it detects there's water in the system and it sends out a radio signal to the Coast Guard, which will send someone to come and pick you up.
What, is it a device you have on
the literal device.
Wow.
He invented that personal locator.
Because you hear people falling overboard, the statistics of you dying insane.
Yeah.
Like if
Well,
you
you're gonna
fall
get lost.
overboard and no one knows you're there, chances are you're dead.
No,
That
exactly.
is insane.
Especially in the South Pacific, and for 4 hours, you could see like the shark swimming around underneath him. He was thinking he was going to die, and then suddenly out of nowhere, this cutter comes along and picks him up, and then he goes on a voyage around the world.
Wow.
When he gets back to Hull, he sets up his own business, looking into marine electronics and stuff like that. There was a couple of other players at the time, but then he went on to do so much. And I'm telling you, so much that it's just unbelievable. Listening to him was like such an inspiration for me. He met the Kennedys, he met Richard Branson.
Damn.
He'd done everything, honestly, congressman, and he invented a life-saving device that has genuinely helped save thousands of people.
Damn, maybe do you need to get in a near-death experience to invent something?
What, I get a discount?
Yeah, man.
I can't comprehend it. Obviously, I just look at my grandpa and I'm like, how can I even compete with that? Do you know what I mean?
I mean, it's such a cool story as well. Like, if you were getting pitched that device and you heard that story, like, it would be hard not to invest.
I know.
Damn, man. Yeah.
He's done all. In fact, he had a plane ticket. This is where he knew he was almost like a chosen one, because when he came back, obviously, and was doing it all, he actually had a plane ticket for the flight that unfortunately crashed into the Twin Towers. But he was ill that day. He didn't get on the plane. And he just did not get on that plane. He's in the papers for it.
That is crazy.
And I was like, that's like some sort of Wolf of Wall Street, where someone...
Why did he not get on the plane again?
Because he was ill. Yeah,
he was just ill.
He was ill. He was going to go to America to sort a deal out. Just did not get on the plane.
Wow.
And just so lucky. And it was actually in the paper. I think he's still got the paper. And he's got his face, world's luckiest man or something like that.
Damn, well, yeah.
And he is really, because from those two occasions, it's like... I was
Jesus
like, my
Christ.
God.
I don't know. Did he invent anything from that?
Yeah.
But yeah, so you've got these businesses now. I mean, in terms of where you see, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about AI and kind of, because that's, in terms of my work, something I fear about a bit. I mean, I've talked to many people in TV and editing and things like that. And it seems as if, well, the way we thought AI was going to be maybe 20 years ago was like, oh, these people are going to be serving us burgers, are going to be doing this. Well, I think that's what a lot of people had the idea of, right?
Yeah.
That these manual labor tasks were going to be replacing us.
Robots.
Not technical jobs like editing or like copywriting, all these.
I've seen those where you just drop the footage in and it'll do it automatically.
Insane. Yeah.
Are you using that on your podcast at the minute?
It's useful in terms of, say, if sometimes I don't have time to edit my own clips, like AI can help like cut stuff out and create. It's insane. Like, do you see that as a way, like, do you fear that? Is that ever anything that you see?
I'll be honest here, when I was doing the websites and all that lot, obviously I was like, oh my God, this is heading in a way, that people are just going to be able to get the web, just basically type in, I want a website for my nail salon, and it'll come up and it'll just do them a full website. If you give them enough information and enough prompts, it will come up and do it. And I was getting a bit worried then, because I was like, I'm just removed completely from the equation.
Yeah.
It's the same argument though. You go pay, £3 for a coffee down the road, but you can do one in here. It depends on that experience. If you want to deal with someone personally, you're better off just getting someone to do it. But again, it's the time it takes to even put in the prompts to get the prompt right for AI. It still takes time,
Right.
Rather when a business owner could just say to a bloke like me or you, do me a website for my business and just be there for me whilst you develop it. You've got the skills to do it.
For sure.
That's when I started to realize I could probably use AI as almost like an extra employee, an extra set of hands in the business.
Yeah, I think the thing I always use it for now is ideas. Like that's something that I find it interesting. Like, for example, if I'm going to interview someone, or if you not very knowledgeable on something, but you want the rundown or the cliff notes of something, it is insane how they do it. But yeah, I get what you mean. There's that personal touch, things like that. I don't think that'll ever be removed in the short term future. But it's just interesting talking to people from different industries and how it'll affect them. Because I generally thought it would be the other way, where like there would be robots handing us food, but now I'm like, oh, in 20 years' time when I'm an editor, will that affect my job? Will that affect that? Damn.
Do you know what I think? I think there's going to be a huge rise of AI, which there obviously is at the minute. I think that there's going to be a lot of interest around it, just because of how interesting it actually is. But then it's going to get to a point where everything's so inhumane. People are going to realize that you're not actually looking at something that was made by someone, so it's meaningless.
Yeah.
So I think then there's going to be it'll swing back the other way.
It's interesting. Yeah.
And it'll probably take like that, or maybe it'll adapt in different ways. Who knows? But that's just I guess my thoughts on it, because everything will just become so inhuman. I've already started seeing it now. You know, when I'm creating adverts for FabSpot and bits and pieces like that, everything just sounds so generic. But I guess we're still in the early days of AI.
Yeah.
And if every ad was like just so generic like that, you would just recognize immediately. I mean, I can sort of tell now that when an ad is AI, you can see, oh, that's just done through AI, and you're like, there's no real thought gone into it. There's no real effort there, and you can just scroll past it, and that's it.
Well, but that was the thing that right now AI can't do. So if you wanted to edit a documentary, say it's about an emotional thing, that's one thing they wouldn't be able to edit, right? I don't know if you know observatory documentaries. You know, you've got a tragic event, maybe about a homeless person. I think AI would struggle to interpret like the emotional side of that.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because you're like, okay, are we gonna adapt to AI, or are we gonna one day go, oh, this is not human at all?
Well, if everyone's smart enough, then you'll probably think that actually, you know, there is something up there rather than on a computer. I did see quite a cool advert on the side of a building that was being built, and it says, we're going to let AI finish this building. And obviously nothing happened.
Okay. Yeah. That is interesting though, because all the films back in the day were like, oh, robots here. But now we've actually got, if you think about it, it's much more deeper than that. Not physically, but I mean AI in the way that can decipher information much quicker than us. I mean, I get what you're saying about the business and stuff, but it is something I think about quite a lot.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we have to accept it as humans, or we can reject it. But I see, well, just with people's attention spans, and I do see in a way us kind of adapting to it in a way. You know, like YouTube Shorts is an example of that. Like, it's just like, well, we don't know, but that's so interesting to talk about. I thought, like,
I think it's just the way everything's going at the minute. Is everything's getting shorter, the attention spans are getting shorter. Everything's just, until one day, what's it actually going to end up like?
That's why I was talking to someone about how short can our attention span go.
I mean, it's getting to a point now, it's ridiculous, where you can scroll through TikTok and there'll be a bloke talking on one half of the screen, and there'll be something else to keep you entertained there.
That's called grunge content.
Is it?
That's what they call. But it gets worse than that now. You can have like 3 things. Like, people are getting bored of.
I mean, where does it stop? Where does it actually stop?
Well, I think even the younger generation probably. I think that's where that comes from. They can't just be entertained by one person talking. There has to be someone playing Minecraft underneath it. Like, it is insane.
I mean, is that going to be implemented in schools? Is there going to be teachers there talking whilst there's Minecraft up there?
So they just need.
So they can take the information better.
Damn.
I mean, you just don't know where it's going to end. Or that's why I think there's going to be some sort of like explosion. Everything's going to go back to like hour-long vlogs again, and it's going to be like, oh, we're going to go back to the start.
I feel like
we do it all again.
Do it all again. I mean, I'm hoping stuff like this will never go, like long form stuff. That's what I've kind of been more interested in the last few years, and that's maybe why I've started it.
Look already, I mean, podcasts have just come right back in, into fashion now. I mean, hence why we're doing it today. And you see it in other things as well, like vinyl records, they're coming back in and stuff like that. There's already little things like that I think, people are actually getting engaged with, and it's meaningful. Like this content here is actually meaningful, and people will genuinely watch it if they're interested. Yeah,
for sure.
So,
and I think like for me as well, it's like I like to learn something with the viewers. So like for you, you're coming on. I mean, we talk about our attention span shortening. How do you find it like juggling all the things you're doing right now? You say you're developing an app, you design websites for people, you create content. How do you kind of find that balancing everything in life? Like how do you do that?
I think it's hard. I mean, creating offices and obviously just the general skill in sales is quite hard anyway. But now obviously cold calling, doing a lot of this cold outreach is just getting even harder, because as soon as you pick up the phone and call someone to make an offer or do something, they're immediately switched off. They're just like, oh, I'm not bothered. I don't know who you are. That's it. So I've just recently been trying to find almost back ways into businesses and finding a relation there and soft selling. I think soft selling is probably one of the best things.
What is soft selling?
So it's not like, I would go into a business and probably, buy something and get talking to the owner, something that resonates, and not actually sell on the product that I've been after.
Right.
So what I've tended to find recently is, obviously I've got my main thing, FabSpot.
Okay.
And obviously because people have been seeing me on, you know, social media, marketing it and seeing that it's doing well, the website looks amazing, the app looks amazing. Actually, business owners have then turned around and said, can you do a website for me that looks like that? Can you do a video for me that looks like that?
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so kind of like doing your own thing, in a way, brings people to you.
It proves it works.
Yeah.
And then it's like, that's what I would call soft selling, really.
Right.
And then it makes your services more desirable, and you can literally put a price on it, whatever you like, and then go and do it.
Yeah.
It's like it's a whole business model flipped upside down, really. Instead of me calling up a business saying, look, I can do this, it's when someone just stumbles across what you've done, and then they'll say, I need that, and then they can't live without it.
No, that because when I'm you know, giving people prices for edits on like short form stuff, it's like interesting because I'm sending the videos of me. I always find that weird because like most people are like, oh, here's a promotional video I've done for someone else, but it just looks really egotistical because I'm like, oh, here's a clip I edited by myself, by me. But yeah, no, that's. Have
you not thought? So you know, when you say editing, you just taking the raw clips and putting them all together, or is it actually going out and filming stuff?
Most of the time it's just stuff they send me. I've done some camera trainee stuff, but most of my stuff is just raw edit. They send me the clips and I edit it. But in terms like I've seen a lot of stuff you use though. Now with like stuff that's online,
stock images
and stuff like that. I mean, that's definitely something
it's already been implemented, isn't it? With again, these shorts, these reels, over the top of it is all these, even down to the little animations that people put on these videos.
Yeah.
And even the captions that they put on there.
Yeah.
They just need it to get so engaging. Because if you just left a static video like this, or just, you know, on shorts, it just wouldn't get pushed out very far. If you have all that music going on in the background, the cuts, the sound effects, the little animations that pop up, they just work. It's just getting deeper and deeper down that rabbit hole of what more can you add to it until it just becomes ridiculous.
Have you seen any deep fake stuff like this deep fake?
I have, yeah. I think
that's just crazy.
I think that'll become illegal soon. Though. I think, I just think it's too much.
I mean, you've got actors giving away their image rights, their face rights now. So instead of, you know, physically turning up to a shoot, they will get paid a flat fee or maybe a returning fee to give their face away on screen. I mean, I don't know how actors feel about that, but they're saying that kind of gives a lot of opportunity away from extras. So, you know, on film sets, people in the background, because if they can just do that, surely they can just buy the people in the background as well. Exactly, so it is weird how it's affecting like my side of things.
That's quite interesting.
Yeah. Like, if you could have anyone to represent your brand, who would it be?
I think there's two sections to this, really, because you got the younger generation that like to go out and some stuff that they will follow, and you've also got the older generation that want a nice discount at, you know, nice restaurant, nice high-end restaurant, spa, whatever. So I don't know. I think
there's no budget. But you could have The Rock, you could have Joe. I don't know who do you want. You've got no budget.
I definitely think Mr. Beast then for the younger generation.
They'd be up for that.
I think the reach that he would get. I think he's done some advertisements before for anyway Mr. with
Beast,
the different.
Imagine
brands.
Mr. Beast rocking up to Hull.
There is actually an influencer that we've got involved that's coming to Hull. Hashtag Brady. He does like he eats these like burgers. They were doing a collaboration with Dope Burger in Hull.
Oh, okay.
But he like does this thing called the No Chew Bite, and I was looking at it.
Bevo? Is that? Am I thinking of a different guy? There's a recent guy. Wait, he doesn't like swallow. He doesn't chew. Is it the guy who just doesn't chew his food and just swallows?
Yeah. No, not that guy. Someone said that was me from Wish.
Dude, that
you have to overlay a thing on the screen of that guy.
Dude, that guy is insane. He recently got his teeth whitened.
Yeah, from Turkey.
Dude, and his tooth. That guy is an anomaly of a guy, man.
Some of the spin-offs. It's this bloke here.
Okay, so hashtag Brady.
Yeah.
Is he a food competition guy, or is he just like a?
He just he's. Well, fucking hell, he's got 2.1 million on TikTok.
Damn, man.
I think he's got 100,000 followers on here. But he does like this, he just goes around reviewing food. Yeah. So I just basically told him to come to Dope Burger because we're doing a good offer. Yeah. Dope Burger, which is quite a well-known brand around here.
Yeah, Dope Burger, I've seen a lot of that.
And he's coming to try the food. Obviously, it's right up his street and just get some collaboration that way. But no, I think probably Mr. Beast is probably
Yeah,
the best person, the best
Yeah.
reach anyway, just to get the brand FabSpot out there. It's hard at the minute because we can't start advertising in Leeds, Manchester, and all that because we actually don't have the product in that area.
Yeah.
But round here, you know, it's got to be something quite funny and not too serious.
A whole guy. You need like what about that guy?
Peter Levy.
Peter Levy.
We'd
Yeah.
send Peter Levy out to try Hull's hottest curry. I think that would get views though, wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
like
That
put
would.
him. I just like put him in a weird spot. I think there's the blue van man. There's this bald guy who goes round in a van and he brings his own table and he reviews
I have
food.
seen that,
I don't know
yes.
whereabouts he's from like Leeds or somewhere.
I guess
he would be
yeah.
a cool guy.
For a brand awareness campaign around the UK, I think that'd be great. But you just made me think of one person that would just smash it in Hull.
Okay.
Ronnie Pickering.
Oh,
if we got him
dude.
to do a campaign around Hull for
Dude.
FabCard, I think that's it.
Ronnie Pickering, yeah. I feel like he would be maybe a fish and chips. He would like
What
it
was
would
the
have
thing
to
that he
be.
said? What was the thing that he said?
Do you know who I am?
Oh yeah, do you know who I am? Yeah, yeah.
Maybe that could be the like advert.
Yes.
Do you know who I am? And then like FabSpot or like
like
could,
he's got a fab card or something like that. You know, these are the types of things that you need to think about. You know, for this trendy advertising and all this
Damn.
sort of.
You can maybe get him to recreate it or something. Damn. Do you know where I am? I'm in Dope Burger.
Yeah.
And which you can scan your Fabs.
Yeah.
Damn. I need commission now, man. If
Yeah.
you use that.
No, there's
Damn, yeah.
there's loads of ideas, but yeah, you just sparked an idea for it. So even coming here today, that's worth it because I'll probably just try find the bloke. I don't know where you'd find
Probably
him.
just drive around in Hull for long enough. You'll
I
find
wonder
him,
if he's
man.
got the same car that he got smashed into.
Dude, it is weird. When I saw that, there's not many like memes that come out of Hull, but that one's massive.
That went
That's
viral.
massive.
Didn't it? That was probably one of the biggest ones to come out of Hull, to be fair.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that, Ronnie Pickering.
Ronnie Pickering. I mean, that is something that is quite unique to the UK. Like, you can go to Manchester within 2 hours and come back. Like, do you think that's something that you like traveling? I think I was talking to you about it a little bit before. Do you like not being in one place at once? Is that something you like about the job?
A lot of people have said, why don't you live in Leeds, or why don't you live in Manchester, where it's all at, or in London? I think when I go down there, it's so nice, so busy. It's right up my street. Obviously, I'm so energetic and all this lot. I've got lots of ideas floating about.
Oh, you in secondary school, man. You had too much energy.
No, but when you come back to a place like Beverley, not only does it feel like home, but you got the Westwood. You go take a nice walk, and it's just a complete breakaway from the bustling city. And obviously, starting out now with the Fab Card and stuff like that, I kind of need to be here anyway, just for now.
Yeah.
But again, London is 3 hours away if you drive to Doncaster and get on the train and go down there. It's not far at all, and then you go there for a couple of days, and
Nice.
you're there. You come back up, and
No, I think I am a bit like that. I think it was a very hard decision for me to move away. I think it was because I went to uni and then I just found myself in Manchester. I mean, I think I would have to be in Manchester or London for what I do. I mean,
is that after you finish uni? Then
I graduated in August, so now I just live out there.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I finished my degree now. So it's kind of like
wow.
I got kind of the connections whilst at uni. So kind of my network's there. So it kind of felt, but Manchester, man, it's like
I've got a lot of connections in Manchester for you actually. That could probably
cool,
help you
man.
get a lot of stuff.
I'm
out.
getting hired, guys. Live on air. Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
You send me the £1 million contract in next week, man. Yeah,
well,
man.
we'll see.
But
We'll see.
Manchester is kind of nice because it does kind of remind me, like, you've still got the northern charm, you still got those people, but it is just kind of where my work is. So it's kind of
I think the music as well is great from Manchester.
Oh,
I love
yeah.
all that type of music.
It's cool. Where am I going? I'm going to Park Life this year, which is cool. It's gonna be cool. I'm going with my sister. She's like 26, and she listens to Stormzy in the car. She's like the whitest person you'll ever meet, but she listens to like rap.
Really?
She's like one of those. But it'll be fun. So we're going to Park Life this year. Have you gone to any festivals? You're a festival
Yeah,
guy?
I've been to a few, but I guess just as boring as it sounds, I've just been so busy working that it's hard, to find the time to do that. I would love to go, to these things, but for one, all my friends are not really my age anymore, which is kind of a shame because they're all obviously in that age bracket to go to these things. But all my friends are like 40 odd years old.
I mean, it's good for business. I mean,
Yeah.
you're surrounded by people who you can always go for advice. It sounds like.
It does get lonely sometimes, working around this older generation and
You
stuff like
think?
that. But then when I'm at that age, I would kind of like to find another person like me and inspire them
Mentor.
as well.
Yeah.
I mean, business owners I'm around all the time. They've done so well, and it's so inspiring. I feel like I'm the smallest fish in the pond, which is a good way to be.
100%.
So,
yeah. Do you think that's something that you aim for? You just found yourself in those circles, like surrounded by those people.
It's just networking, honestly, just relaxed networking. I've never actually been to like many set networking events.
Yeah.
It's just literally just going out to places, as I've said before, to a video shoot. I've met like so many random people. I met Benidorm, that TV program. That Kenneth bloke and Joyce Temple Savage, Sherry Houston, she's called.
Damn.
Literally, I was in a hotel room in Sheffield. I was in her hotel room.
What are you doing in a hotel room? What are you doing in a hotel room, dude?
No, we were filming because this bloke was cutting her hair. I was like filming like the behind the scenes before she was going to go out on stage, and she just had her hair done ready.
Sure.
Yeah.
Nah. I'm joking, nah, but
oh, Jill. Yeah, I'm into all that.
Nah. Oh yeah. She's old now. Isn't she? But I mean, I always found that weird about dedicated like networking events. It's because you get there, everybody is in the understanding everyone's just looking for their next job, and I kind of found that weird because the interactions just weren't organic.
Exactly.
Like it would be like, "Hello, I'm Edward. I have 2 years in experience." Like nobody talks like that. You know what?
As you mentioned that, actually, I lie. I did go to a networking event just to see what it was like the other day. Oh, it was the other week. Sorry. And I went into the room, and obviously it's like a group of people who go there every week.
Yeah.
And I'm not even kidding. They stand up and they say the exact same thing every week.
Damn.
To the same people.
Oh, what's the point?
I was sat there thinking, and it's word for word. They're literally reading it out on a sheet of paper. And I'm like, what is that doing for you? You're literally telling the same people every week what you do. Surely you should be like, getting more people involved. I just don't understand it. I just think getting out there and actually showing your worth is just worth way more.
Fully, yeah. I think in TV, it's weird. So we'll be on like a 3-month contract. It gets to the last couple of weeks of the contract. Everyone's looking for their next job. And all of a sudden, like, obviously this isn't everyone, but they want them to put food on the table, right? They're trying to live, but it seems like all of a sudden everyone starts going, "Oh, what are you up to next, mate? What job are you on?"
Yeah.
Implying that obviously they want to get hired, which is fair, but it's kind of like unique in that sense because you just know what they're really asking, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when I've been there, people have referred me to other videographers in the past and other website developers, and I was actually like, well, what good is that to me, really?
Right, because that's what you want.
Well, I was like, yeah, but the problem is these modern day networking events, they have to give referrals to stay in the club, so they end up scraping the barrel of something that they can find, and it becomes meaningless.
Yeah,
and it's just that whole conversation again. Just get out there, go to a place, go do something for free. It's going to be worth way more of your time, and you're guaranteed to get something out of it because someone will remember what you've done for them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
If you come from a background which is like, oh, I get paid hourly, I go to work, then I don't have to think about work. I think that's when it's hard to transition.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think that's when you're like, wait, I'm just here for 3 hours. What am I gaining from this? I'm not getting any money.
Yeah.
I think that's what's hard to maybe get through to people. Or maybe it's just like, it's not for you if that's your mindset, right?
Yeah.
It is hard.
It's speculating to accumulate at the end of the day. It's, going out, making these connections and then not using them, but just finding something off the back of it. Yeah. Really keeping close with people, and you'll find yourself going up and up and up and up. And so you just, you can start your own things.
When did you like first realize you were like good at that? Like you've always been an outgoing person type thing, but when did you kind of change from, kid making YouTube videos? And now I'm like, I'm going to take this a bit more seriously and start talking to the right people.
It actually all came very slowly, to be fair. I always think that I sometimes take the long route round things, which is what I'm trying to get better at personally. I always think, oh my God, there was a way quicker way to do that.
Right.
But now before I start something, I try to apply that knowledge before.
Right.
But it's like, when you go out to these, before you even start something, or, you try a new marketing campaign, or how do you get around this problem in Premiere Pro even, stuff like that. You'll tend to like, I'll before go round in circles or do it extremely long way around. And now I've just, figured out a way to properly think about things before and then go and do it. And that's just saved me so much time, I think.
Nice.
And that's just how I managed to scale quicker and quicker. And what people actually want as well. If I can provide some sort of value that doesn't take me much time and then actually give it to somebody, they're more likely remembering that. And you don't even mention when I'm in a sales pitch, either for a website or for FabSpot, don't even mention anything to do with price.
Right.
I just say this is the result. You sell the results.
Mentioning price straight away maybe would put people off. Yeah,
it does.
I haven't really experienced any of that. How is that like pitching?
We'll have to go out one day and I'll show you. I'll walk into a business and I'll try sell.
That'd be cool. Like,
and I'll sell something off the back of it. But it's not. Again, I'm saying it's soft selling. That's my favorite tactic of doing it.
Wouldn't it put them off though if there was just like a ginger guy in the corner? It's like, sorry, mate, I'm not selling you. Why is there a ginger guy like just following you? If me,
you'll be there filming it. You'll be there filming.
I need to film it. To
I think you should. I think we should just try it.
Yeah,
we should try not selling a website, but getting an offer from a business. How it looks like from going to get an offer. In fact, I think we should even go out together. Go into Hull, wherever, busy place, Christmas shopping time, and then go out with microphones, ask people in the public if you were to have a discount anywhere, where would it be?
Yeah, where do you think they're saying?
Yeah,
where do you think the average Hull person is saying? What do you think that?
Well, I've done it already. There's been a Thieving Harry's down Humber Street. There's quite a few Birds.
What's Thieving Harry's?
It's just like a deli kind of restaurant kind of thing. Okay. Down Humber Street, quite popular. Yeah, there's lots of things around there. And, when you got that information, when you can literally say someone wants a discount in your place, you've literally sold them because
I've got video footage, mate. Yeah. Literally, that's hard evidence.
You can literally prove it, and then you just get to it, and then eventually, off the back of it, obviously they've looked at FabSpot, looked at all the apps and everything, and they've said, "Oh, what could you do for my business? I want my own website."
Nice.
And then you're like,
"You're laughing, man. You got it."
If I'd have gone in and said, "I charge you, £190 a month for a website. Do you want it?" And they'd have gone, "Get the fuck out, mate. Come on."
100%,
Try a bit harder than that.
Yeah, that would be weird. Yeah, no, that's interesting, man. For sure, that would be cool, seeing how you do it. I don't know how I would found that, because I actually, in my first year of uni, applied for this job, door-to-door sales. Well, I didn't know it was door-to-door sales.
Did you do it?
It was the dodgiest thing. The way they advertise for the job is like, you don't have a boss. This is... there's only young people who work here. We don't hire anybody over 25.
And said, go and knock on someone's door.
At that point, I was still a bit naive. I was like, oh, okay, this sounds really normal. I got to the final job interview. I got the job. But then they're like, oh, yeah, your first year, you'll be door-to-door sales.
What did you think at that moment in time then? Did you get a bit anxious, a bit nervous?
I thought for an hour about it. I was like, I don't want it for my, not
so
for money.
Do it?
I didn't want to do door-to-door sales personally.
Right.
You know how it is. It's not for everyone. Like, it is kind of like some people, I don't think I could do that. Like, that's just not me,
I've never done it. I never really, I guess I kind of have with businesses, just gone into business, but never like, just some random person's house. I've never sold the public anything.
Yeah.
I've always sold the public something more on social media, because when you've got a bit of credibility, like this personal brand's building you, people just follow trends. That's as simple as I get.
I would also feel a bit weird selling to like a grandma or like someone.
Buy this fab car now.
Like there's something a bit more personal coming to someone's house. Like I feel like there's something more credible about doing it online.
Yeah.
Because in a way, they're choosing to look at it.
I think as well, there's a couple of different things. I've tried selling websites and everything through social media, but when you figure out that social media is not there for people to get sold to, they're not on there actively looking for an advert, it becomes really hard to sell a website or something like that through there. When you're selling something that someone genuinely wants, which is a discount restaurant that they like to eat, they're engaged.
Yeah.
And it becomes so much easier to get more traction, more engagement, and you start going up further and further and further. And you start getting recognized and stuff like that. And then, it becomes so much easier. If I were to sell websites now on my personal brand, I would probably get 2 likes on the post and like 100 views, and that's it. And no one would buy anything. Because it's something that people are genuinely interested in. It's perfect for social media. So just got to utilize it, I guess.
No, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah, no one's looking on social media wanting to be sold something. Yeah. Do you ever, you were talking about earlier about being in social circles with people older than you.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like anybody judges you on because you don't, because you're maybe younger than most people doing what you're doing?
To be fair, around and about when I've been in like just networking in London and stuff like that, just going to meet people from different businesses and getting offers sorted out, I've sometimes asked the question, how old do you think I am?
Really?
Well, people have said 30.
Damn. Maybe
I
it's
said-
the way you dress.
Maybe.
You think maybe the
Yeah.
turtleneck, you know, belt. Maybe maybe I need to start wearing like jumpers, like a nice little burgundy jumper. But yeah, most of the time people think, oh, that's good. That's good.
I mean, this is what I wear during the week. On
Yeah.
the weekend, it's a bit more relaxed. You know,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I just got into that routine of just dressing, you know, just
you
like
gotta
this.
dress. I mean, that makes sense. Dressing would help. I mean, maybe because I obviously know what age you are. There's always that. If you know how old someone is, then you would. But that's good. That's good that you haven't had that problem. I imagine like some people would have that problem.
I think when you get, I mean, when it was a problem when I was obviously 18, 16, 17, that age. Because obviously I just look so young.
Yeah.
But now I've got over that threshold where
Yeah.
I look like I've got a bit of knowledge. And when you can talk confidently in front of somebody, even in front of a camera, or just walk into a business and say what you're going to say, the whole fear factor of the age or the issue of that just disappears. And they're just focused on what you're saying.
Yeah. And you probably don't want to be doing business with someone who is like weirded out that you're 21. Because if anything, it's like, yo, this guy, like you don't see many people like that.
Yeah, exactly. So I kind of leverage that to be fair as well.
I'm a young buck on the scene, you know.
Yeah.
I can sprint.
That's
here
how I
in
got
10
in the
minutes.
paper actually, just because of my age.
Really?
They wouldn't have
You got
put me
in
in.
the paper?
Yeah.
Nice, man.
They wouldn't have put me in the paper if they need a story. You see.
Yeah.
And
What was the story? What was
It
the
was
headline?
actually just teenager.
What? They just put teenager.
Teenager creates UK wide app.
Nice.
That was it. If I wasn't a teenager, they would have just not bothered.
No one's going middle-aged man creates
washed out old.
So
bloke.
strike while the iron's hot, mate.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
when
it.
you're 50, maybe you wouldn't get that headline.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn.
Or I might go the other way if I was 90-year-old. 90-year-old releases an app.
Oh yeah, then you'd be fine. Yeah.
So you've either got now or when you're
Yeah,
an
it's rough,
OAP.
right? I feel sorry for those middle-aged businessmen. No one's
Well,
writing
to be
about-
fair, nowadays in age, you could probably identify as 20.
Oh
or
yeah,
18.
true. Maybe that's how we get around it.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm too young to sell to you? No, I'm actually 50 years old.
Yeah.
Mate, okay? Do not. It's 2023. You can't tell that.
Toaster releases app.
That's a good one. Damn.
Wow, I've never seen that.
How
before.
has a toaster done that? What? To be fair, with the digital fridges now, they could probably.
on the
Mate,
screen.
fuck, that's cool.
There's loads of things.
You know you've made it if you can see through your fridge door. Have you seen those ones? You tap on it and you can see inside your fridge. You don't even have to open the
What's
door.
the point in that?
I don't know. It's some rich shit. I don't know.
What can people just not do that? anymore?
Yeah,
Just
I don't
open the
know.
door?
I suppose they just tap it and then
I think
I
that's a
need
bit
to get
bizarre.
milk.
It's like those hotels that you go in and there's the bathroom, but there's like you can just press a button and the glass just clouds up.
Whoa, that's.
They have them in Japan actually
Is
already.
that- Oh, okay.
But you know, in the public toilets, I thought, why can't you just have a wall there? You know, like a
Yeah.
normal wall.
It's a bit extra, isn't it?
Yeah, but they have like, so I think it's actually so people can see in if the toilet's available.
Ah,
Then when they
okay.
go in, they press this button and it just fogs up instantly, the glass.
Okay.
Imagine if you're on it malfunctions.
Yeah, I would be freaked out by that.
Yeah.
Everything going digital now. You're like, oh
you
god,
just-
what?
you
If,
can't it's like those you know those wing. I've been driving down the motorway. You see the wing mirrors on cars now are actual cameras.
oh, okay. Yeah.
What if they lag?
Yeah.
What if they're lagging?
oh,
And then you pull out and then there's a car there. Whose fault is that?
yeah, and how do you get these things fixed? Like a lot with these cars now, like
Yeah.
just getting things fixed because it's all digital.
Well, the
it's
price
so
is
much
gonna
more.
go up, yeah.
It's fucked. What do you like? A manual? What are you driving out there? What you got?
A BMW 530.
Is that like full manual or you?
This is
it got-
automatic. So.
Damn. Okay, you like rocking that automatic.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a nice car to be fair.
I passed my test in the second hardest test centre in the UK, Cheatham Hill in Manchester. Awful.
Oh, you did it in Manchester.
Dude, it was fucked. There was like people walking out in front of the street. I got parallel park.
Well,
Smashed it.
you're gonna be a good driver.
First
You're gonna
time.
be a good
Well, I'm
driver.
out of the game now a bit because public transport, I'm just on trains, buses and stuff like that. I mean, when I do get a car, probably need a couple drivers. Yeah.
To be fair, I had a few motorway lessons when I first passed, just to get used.
Yeah.
Because apparently it's completely different driving. Well, it is. Obviously
Is
now I know.
it hard? Like,
It is. You know, it's everything comes a lot quicker. You tend to look a lot further ahead in front of the road.
yeah,
'cause
sure.
Things just slow down so quickly
Mm.
when you're there.
I mean, you are driving at 70 miles an hour, which is,
Yeah.
if you think about it, what you do is so like everyone's so confident in a car. I feel like they don't realize, you know, you could just die in like 5 seconds.
I've actually thought that. I've been driving before, and you're like, oh, I'm driving.
Yeah, like you forget you're driving.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Oh, yeah, but
Nah, man.
then or like when you get into like a near miss, there's always that meme around. Like you've always got your music up real loud, and then as soon as you like, if you like just have a near miss, you turn the music down.
Oh,
and you like
yeah,
drive
yeah.
home in silence. Like,
Yeah, which is weird because
or when you're looking for a parking space, you turn down the music to find a parking space.
really,
Yeah.
that's weird.
I was
Man.
like, what the hell is all that about?
Yeah, man. There's I actually did something really nice the other day. We just parked up. My girlfriend parked up in Media City. There was no spaces, but I pointed to a couple looking for a space where one was. I felt like the best person ever.
And they went in that space.
Yeah.
Well, you should have pointed to one with like a Fiat 500 in, where it's like, you know, where you can't see the car in a busy car park, and then they go in and they're like, oh,
yeah, that would be funny.
That pisses
I'd
me
be
off
legged
so
up.
much.
What has someone done that to you before?
Well, no, I've just been driving, and then
Yeah.
obviously you think, oh, there's a space there. But there's a little Fiat 500
Yeah.
parked like real close, and you can't
Yeah.
see there's a space. So
Yeah, Fiat 500s. Let's just get rid of all Fiat 500s.
if not, they should have a flag that comes out the boot that says there's a car in that space, or at the top.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So is that a car? You know, you heard some cars now have like digital noise, so like added noise because the cars are so quiet now.
Well, it's not electric. I've seen some of these cars do.
Okay.
So yeah,
It's a loud.
that's
It's a loud
pretty
BMW.
car,
Yeah, very loud.
It's quite a sporty one.
Are you a classic BMW driver? You know, you hear the.
I've been through a few cars. I've been through like Mercedes, Range Rover, and all this lot. And this is I don't really keep my cars that long.
Okay.
And this, to be fair, I only got this one because I had a crash in my Range Rover that
Right.
on the motorway near Liverpool. Actually, my back
Damn.
tire just exploded on the motorway, and obviously because it was so fast and so powerful, it just ripped the whole bumper. and
Did
the
you
ABS
skid out
system.
then?
Yeah,
Did you-
yeah.
Oh,
Honestly, it was
God.
pretty bad. So whilst that was getting fixed, I had that car.
Okay.
They gave me that car to use whilst my other car was getting fixed. I just fell in love with driving that car, and I said, I'll have that one.
No, nice man.
So we did a bit of a swap.
Okay.
Um,
How was it crashing in Liverpool? Did
It was
you
kind of a
any
bizarre-
scousers give you any bad?
well, it wasn't actually. It was on the motorway, so it was 70 miles an hour
okay,
crash.
yeah. Oh,
So
damn.
the back tire exploded. It wasn't too bad, to be fair. It was quite quiet at the time. It was in the middle of summer, so it was fucking boiling.
Oh,
You know, I was
God.
just stuck on the hard shoulder, waiting for ages. Rang the RAC. Sorry, it's going to be 6 hours till someone gets to you.
No way.
I said, fuck this. You know,
Yeah.
me. I literally walk into what's Warrington. I was near.
Okay.
Warrington's nearby. I found a car garage on Google Maps. Left my car there, and just literally walked in and just got the car sorted.
Oh, nice.
Told someone to go and change the tire and all that lot, and then get it taken to York, which is where I bought it from. And then obviously got that car, and then the rest is history.
Nice man. The car's just out there. If anybody's
Yeah.
wondering, he's not just
I'm
like
I'm
looking
at it, yeah.
at the wall. Like, he just look on camera. Just looks like looking at a wall.
Yeah. Problem is they're not round here though. I actually got them.
Where's the closest one?
Do you know what? The closest one is in Bridlington, out the back of a fish and chip shop.
No way.
Yeah, you can literally order sides, and someone
crazy.
in Bridle will cook it. You know, Piper in Hull, that club.
Yeah.
They've got a kitchen in there. I've introduced them to their the sides brand to
Yeah, yeah.
Piper to get a dark kitchen operation, so you couldn't actually physically go, but it would be cooked in there and then sent out
Okay.
from Piper. But that's perfect because there's all the uni students around there anyway.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
I mean,
down Newland Ave, which is like right near the student accommodation. all
oh
that
yeah.
sort of area.
I did go. I went on a night out with the whole uni people. It was quite a trek from where they were living though to the.
Where did you go?
Where was it? New Year's. It might have been Pipe. Is Piper a club or a restaurant?
It's a club, I think.
It's a club, yeah. I think we
Yeah.
went Piper, but the thing is, like, I feel like public. We have to get the bus, and it just take ages.
Everything is spread out in Hull, to be fair.
That's
It's
it. Like where I studied, like everything was kind of close together. But with like Hull, it feels like everything.
Manchester is a good night out, though, isn't it?
Have you
I
been
like
out?
that 42s, is it?
Oh, 42s is good.
Yeah.
Night and Day Cafe. It's like a kind of a bar, but there's like live music. I'd recommend there. Northern Quarter's really good.
Oh, there's this good pasta shop I've seen on Instagram as well that I've been trying to poke. Pasta, I don't even know.
In Manchester.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
there's
nice.
some real good independents as well, isn't
Damn.
there?
I'd love to get like a weird sponsor, like something that really like matched me. Like I don't know, it'd be cool.
I don't know.
Like, what do you think would work for me? Like a
A
You could be as
sponsorship.
You could be as honest as possible. It could be small condoms if you want. It doesn't matter. Like,
Small
I don't know. I mean, like
Not
you
that
can
harsh,
you can
mate.
be brutally honest. What do you think? What brand would work well?
I don't
for
know
me?
why, just Furbies.
Christmas time. That would be well. Christmas time.
Furbies.
Like, but the ginger Furby. Just the ginger Furby. So
I don't know why that came to my mind. I've never even really seen Furbies before. I just remember them. from
Yeah,
ages
mate.
ago.
Christmas time, man. They're popping. Are you looking forward to Christmas? Are you a
Yeah.
big Christmas guy?
Yeah, I am actually. I do like a bit of a Christmas, a bit of time to wind down. This Christmas is a bit different, obviously, with the Fab Card launch. It's a bit like
Yeah.
on New Year's Day. It's gonna be everyone's gonna be cheering, the fireworks going off. I'll be on my laptop looking as it all works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Your mum and dad are like, God, just celebrate
Yeah.
New Year's.
Yeah.
God. Nah, I rate that, man. You're doing your own thing, and
We'll see what happens. If it pays off, it pays off, and maybe Christmas and New Year's in 4 years' time will be where I party, hard and all that lot. So
next time you're in Manchester, come by. We'll
have
see
to
how
do
it goes.
that.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll talk about how
you'll
it's
have the
gone.
premium Fab Card. I'll have
Yeah.
access to some proper discounts.
Damn, I'll get that.
I was
card.
thinking about getting a tattoo, of my unique QR code.
Oh,
So when I
whoa.
go to claim the discount, I'll do that.
That would freak out a couple of people
Yeah.
behind the till.
Imagine if they got it wrong though and smudged it.
Oh, that tattoo artist.
I think that'd be quite cool. Do you not think?
Yeah, that would be cool.
Maybe on
I
my
mean,
arse cheek. Scan that. Can you
Damn.
imagine?
I feel like you've got to
100%
go.
off. yeah.
Yeah, you've got to go full out. If you're gonna
Yeah.
get a tattoo QR code, you can't just go wrist. Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta. Yeah, but imagine what would your girlfriend say about that, man? I don't think
What,
on your
on my
ass.
ass?
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe she'd like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
I haven't got any tattoos yet, but I don't know. Would you get a tattoo? Have
I
you
don't
got
know.
any?
I think I would like a full sleeve tattoo.
Oh, that would look cool.
I don't know.
I feel like you got to go full. If you're gonna do
Yeah.
it, do it.
I kind of fancied like I know it's like real stereotypical, but my brother's a pilot. You see,
Okay.
he's like, and me and him have been into aviation for ages, loads of air shows and everything. And I was thinking about getting from when aviation first started all the way up to the newest fighter jet there.
Oh, like a timeline of
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
of things. Okay.
Right up and till something quite big there. And
Yeah.
then obviously through the war and all that lot with
Damn.
planes. But I don't know. Maybe it'll come to that.
Yeah, I think I'd maybe.
Depends if I get a discount.
Well, yeah. Anything I buy now, if it's not on
Yeah,
FabSpot,
I'm not
nice.
interested.
Damn. I mean, fair play. You're living by your brand, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be too worried about being with old people. I think you've still got your mates back here. You still see them. I think at this stage in your life, I'm sure you'll meet younger people. I think that's nice what you said about when you're getting to get older, mentoring other people.
Yeah, I think
That'll be
finding
cool.
more people like myself. I mean, obviously I'm not that we're gonna get into this, but this Andrew Tate bloke knocking around, and there's a lot of masculine young men out there now that
Damn.
I've seen him, isn't there?
You
There's
sat next to one now.
Yeah.
Imagine if I'm wait, you dissing Andrew Tate, but now. No.
I think with people like that, I think he's obviously there to make money, isn't he? And it's what he's there to do. I think it's all very put on.
Yeah.
But I think genuinely some of the points he has are very good. The problem is a lot of these people that his influences just they don't know where to start, and they're just doing it for the sake of it.
Oh, yeah.
Just because they want to be that person. I think not just saying that it's just me that's had it, but I think when you're genuinely interested and passionate about something, it just strikes a different part of your brain that you don't need that sort of stuff. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I've seen some of his videos on YouTube and stuff like that, but they resonate with me a little bit. Some of the things that he said are just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But they're obviously done intentionally to get out there, to get, it's like the thing is that, I mean, I've seen people spell things wrong on reels now, on purpose or mispronounce
comments?
something. Yeah. They'll mispronounce a word, and everyone will be in the comments "Hey, you mispronounced that."
But that's smart.
But the algorithm then
Dude,
pushes
yeah.
it out.
Comments. That's what, at first with TikTok, I was like, this video is the worst video I've ever posted. It makes no sense. There's no context. But that just means people comment. And it just drives engagement.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
'Cause
weird.
TikTok think, oh, that's a good video, put that out further.
So weird,
Which
right?
is why we've been trying a campaign recently, which is comment Fab Card, and we'll send one directly to you. People have just been comment Fab Card
Damn.
everywhere.
Okay.
And it's just been
Getting rid of
Yeah.
those shitty comment sections. Yeah, man, I get you.
Honestly.
Do you post much on TikTok? You TikTok
not
guy?
really.
The
I need to get into it.
TikTok
to be honest.
people, the audience is very different to YouTube.
To be
It's
fair,
very-
this is what I was thinking. I was talking to people about it because, as I said before, it's Hull and Beverley at the minute. TikTok would be great for brand awareness, with these influencers in other areas. But for around here, with Facebook and Instagram ads, you can just target this area, and obviously digital screens as well out in the real world. Seeing the screens on the side of roads and stuff like that, bus shelters, is mostly where advertising. Just because if you posted something on TikTok, yeah, it might get 50,000 views, but those 50,000 people will be in a different country.
It's like 1% or 0.5% of people actually engage
So
with it.
right now, it doesn't really make sense for me to do it. I mean,
Yeah.
for brand awareness, it is good. Just finding the time to do it, I guess.
Have you seen the amazing thing they've got in Las Vegas now, the Sphere?
I've seen that, yeah.
That is insane.
Yeah.
If you talk about
it doesn't
marketing,
even look real, does it?
dude, I don't even know how it makes sense. I saw a video the other day of a bottle coming out of the Sphere, like outside the dimensions of the Sphere. I don't.
Yeah.
It might
I've
have been.
seen that marketing before, actually. And
How does that even work?
I've seen it in London. You know, on the big screens in Piccadilly.
Yeah.
They like put a board around the screen,
Okay.
so then it looks like that's just the screen. But then they don't realize that the pixels outside of it are still part of the screen. And when like something flies out of it, it just looks like it's coming out of the.
It's cool.
It is very
really-
clever marketing.
Don't know how they do that. That
Must
is
cost a
crazy.
fair bit to get
Dude,
sorted.
Yeah. Anyway,
maybe it's something you should look into, Ed.
Yeah, me? Yeah, just start doing that. No, man, I appreciate you taking time out of your day to come on. I'll leave a link to FabSpot, and also if you guys want to get any website designed or any apps developed,
hit me up, I'll help you out.
Maybe
guide
the
you.
new Tinder will be. You ask him. Maybe you could invent like, find me another ginger. You know, maybe you could create a
Find
ginger
me
Tinder.
another ginger.
What would a ginger Tinder app be called? Ginger.
Yeah,
it doesn't work. Fuck. We'll work on that next time. We'll talk.
We'll have one sorted next time.
Yeah, but it'll be cool to see you when you next come, see how the app's going on, see what else you're up to.
See what cities we're in, and I'll try to hold myself accountable for the next time I come on here.
Yeah,
This
you got to
is awesome.
get the Manchester people in. Then I know it'll take time though, man.
Yeah.
I feel like you're doing all the right things. I feel like just
So it's
enjoy it. Enjoy the process.
Exactly. Finding all the mistakes now, ironing it out in a smaller place, managing it, and then just taking that, replicating it, and putting it directly in a different city.
Yeah,
That's what I'll do.
you can do that.
Yeah.
You got this, man.
Perfect, mate. Right, yeah. Well, thanks for having me anyway, Ed. I
all right, man.
appreciate you asking me to come down.
Anytime, man. I'll leave the links to Dom's, all his stuff down there. Go give him a follow. We are available on Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. You know, you can go on TikTok if you want and join the comment section if you want. It's brilliant. You should go look at it. Yeah, that's it all, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
See you later.